Get ready for two jaw-dropping stories from the courtroom. First up, a woman tries and fails to squeeze more spousal support from her ex despite pocketing $250,000 from their divorce.
Well, I'm divorced from the person that didn't show up.
I see that.
Yes, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I've went part-time on my job. I'm no longer working full-time. I've lost money. And the man's done nothing but cause me trouble since we've been divorced.
Her excuses? Paper thin. Her entitlement? Off the charts. And then, we dive into another outrageous case where a different entitled ex-wife takes the stand, only to be met with the hard reality of the law. These cases reveal what happens when entitlement meets justice, and the results will leave you speechless.
And I'm assuming you know that Tim has money somewhere. You know he can pay for it.
Oh, Judge, he has money.
Stick around as we uncover the drama, dissect the legal facts, and watch Judge V deliver verdicts with style. You don't want to miss this. Miss Doug explains that she's covering all the financial responsibilities for their 3 kids, including $200 a week for transportation and daycare. She also claims she's paying for their medical expenses without any help from Mr. Hall. But wait until you hear how she proves Mr. Hall is spending his money elsewhere.
Help, so I'm requesting for child support.
All right, when you say he's not taking care of his responsibility, what do you mean by that? Financially? Is he not picking them up? Because you know, that can mean a lot of things.
Exactly. So he's not picking them up. I'm having to pay someone to go pick the kids up from daycare.
Okay. You're paying them, you said?
I'm paying out of pocket.
How much are you paying?
Approximately $200 a week.
A week?
Yes.
Okay.
There's 3 different schools that they have to go to pick up the kids, daycare and after school care, and he's not contributing.
Okay.
I also carry the kids on medical.
All right. How much is that?
Medical is $250 a month.
Is that for, how many children do you all have?
3.
3? Okay, and that's for all 3 children?
That's for all 3 children.
Okay. All right. And I'm assuming you know that Tim has money somewhere. You know he can pay for it.
Oh, Judge, he has money.
Okay.
Yes, he has money. He's in the club every weekend throwing. Yeah, I have receipts.
Okay.
Miss Doug brings receipt screenshots from social media showing Mr. Hall throwing money at the club. She claims he's living it up while neglecting his responsibilities at home. Mr. Hall doesn't seem impressed, calling it all cap, meaning she's lying. Let's see how this plays out.
What kind of receipts do you have?
Screenshots from Facebook, Instagram. I mean, I'm blocked, but I have family members that follow him.
Just telling all your business.
First off, that's cap.
What? Excuse me?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
No, what did you say?
That's
a cap.
That's cap, yeah.
She doesn't have on the cap.
Cap means that's lying. She's lying.
Oh, okay, this that new age.
That's that new age.
How you spell that?
C-A-P.
C-A-P,
Exactly
like
how
a
it
regular cap.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I learned something new.
So is
All
it
right.
fake money that you're throwing to him?
No, it's fake what you talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll get to Tim. Tim, we'll get to you in just a minute so I can hear.
We get a quick glimpse into their relationship. Miss Doug admits they met at the club, and their romance blossomed until things fell apart after having kids. It's a story of love, money, and lots of drama.
About all this capping that she's over here doing, okay?
Let me step back.
Okay. All right. Now, I mean, he said it's cap. He said you are not telling the truth. Is that true?
He's being untruthful.
Okay. Is that a screenshot you have right there?
Yes,
Looks
ma'am.
like. Okay.
It's a screenshot, several screenshots of him in the club. The strip club, might I add.
Okay.
Throwing money on the stages.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, stacks, chains, everything, Judge.
So give me the backstory of this relationship. Like, you all just did not wake up one day and decided that you can't get along, and you're saying he doesn't financially support the kids. How did we get here?
Well, Judge, I should have known better.
What do you mean?
I met him at the club.
Oh, okay. So the same club that he's throwing
correct.
the money at, you were there too?
I was at the, yes.
Was he throwing the money at you?
No, I was just there as a patron. Yes.
Mr. Tim.
You know I spent about $2,000 on her that night.
Okay, well, we'll get to you in just a minute so we can hear about
Seriously, Tim.
this throwing of money.
Seriously.
Well,
Miss Doug, pay attention to me.
Well, Judge,
Now, you were in
that
the
he likes to
club
throw
as a-
money.
Mr. Hall claims he's been contributing financially, even saying he gave her $10,000 a month for 7 months. But when the judge asks for proof, he comes up empty-handed. Meanwhile, Miss Doug calls it a whole lie, and the judge isn't buying it either.
Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to Mr. Tim?
Not at this moment, Judge.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Tim, give me your last name because I don't just want to call you, by your first name.
No.
Unless you prefer me to call you Mr. Tim.
No, it don't matter. Hall.
Hall? Okay, Mr. Hall. Now, you said she was capping. Let's
Capping.
talk about that.
Big cap.
So is she capping about you all's relationship, you all meeting in the club? She said she was a patron, but you said you spent like $2,000 on her. I mean,
No, what part she's capping about is me not taking care of the kids.
okay.
I'm a firm believer. I take care of mine.
All right. Now, define what you mean by taking care of your children, because she just said that she's paying someone $200 a week to transport your kids and pick them up and take them to daycare in different schools. So is that true? Like, are you not helping with that?
No, I help with that too.
All right.
That's cap as well. You know what I'm saying?
How
Like,
do you,
How do I contribute?
yeah, how do you do that?
I give you about like how much I give you a month. I give you like what?
If you gave it to me, you would know.
So you should know. I
That's a
gave it to
good
you.
point.
If you gave it to me, you should know.
I gave you what 10K?
That's a good point, Mr. Hall.
I gave her 10K. Right.
10K as in 10,000?
10K and 10,000.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
All right. Hold on 1 second. Miss Doug, did he give you $10,000?
That would be a lie.
Okay.
A whole lie.
That's cap.
So-
How is that cap? I got the statements. I got the receipts.
All right. What kind of statements and receipts did you bring with you today?
I don't got it on me, but you know what I'm saying. But
You knew you
My-
were coming to court for child support, right?
correct.
All right.
He thought his looks was gonna help, Judge.
But who is he trying to appeal to?
Not just you.
I'm not interested, Mr. Hall. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're not a bad-looking guy,
I
okay?
appreciate that. Thank you.
But I'm not interested. We're not here for that.
Sure.
I just want to know what these numbers look like.
Well, okay. So the numbers is I gave her 10K a month,
All right.
right? For the
I have that.
For the child support,
10K a month
10K a month.
for how many months?
For how many months?
Yeah,
Probably about like 7, 8.
7, 8 months.
Who's counting? You know what I'm saying?
Me, I'm counting.
Of course.
You ain't gave
But-
10K in 9 years.
I'm talking though, baby. I'm talking. So,
Did you call her baby?
yeah, you know, she got my heart. She had my kids, so like she always got my heart.
So why don't y'all just get back together?
Nah,
I'ma pass.
Oh,
it's
okay.
been there, done that. Ain't
That's a
gonna go back. Yeah.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
So, Mr. Hall, you said you gave her this money. She's saying no. You don't have any receipts or anything to confirm it.
It's not looking real good, is it?
It's not. What do you do for a living?
I'm a rapper.
You're a rapper? Okay. And how much money do you make?
I make about like 200,000, but it's like that's whenever taxes and everything is deducted. She on my neck about payments and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I get about at least 30,000. You know what I'm saying, to myself that I can use for myself and what I want to do. So you
Which
basically-
is throwing it in the club.
Which is throwing it in the club, of course.
Mr.
You know what
Hall,
I'm saying? So
Mr.
she's
Hall,
taking all my money.
Mr. Hall.
Yes, ma'am.
I may look young, but I wasn't born yesterday, okay?
Okay.
Do not come in here and waste my time.
I ain't wasting your time.
You and I both know that I have heard that song and dance over and over again, where people come in here and say they make all of this money, but the moment they realize they're more than likely, or if there's a possibility they could be placed on child support, they try to diminish it and say, oh, I don't make this much, but it really is that much. You follow me?
I'm following you, but here's the thing.
The
though.
math ain't mathing.
Here's
It's
the
not.
thing, though. She takes a chunk out of my money.
Judge Vonda B isn't here for excuses. She calls out Mr. Hall for trying to downplay his income and expenses. Her no-nonsense approach keeps everyone in check.
Then you gotta understand too. I got a rap career.
All right.
So I put a lot into that, so that way I can feed mine. Don't do that. Don't do that. We trying to put on a good show for these people.
Well, no, you don't. That's the thing. You don't have to put on a show for anybody. I don't need you capping right now, okay? That's what you said, right?
Right.
That's what you said she was doing. So I don't need you to do that to me. I need you to be honest with me, because you paying child support is going to be based on the evidence that I hear. And as of right now, you haven't said anything or provided me with anything that would totally go against what she just said. You said you're giving her all of this money, $10,000 for 7 to 8 months. That's between $70,000 and $80,000 roughly, right?
Right. That's a lot.
It would be enough. However, testimonial evidence is evidence, and she's saying she didn't receive it. You're not showing anything that would suggest you gave it to her. So
it's giving cap right now.
That's what you said.
It's giving lies.
It's giving lies.
Yeah.
What it's given is insufficient evidence. That's what it's given. Okay. So I mean, without anything showing that you've actually given her this money, I can only go off of your word. And you said you made $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
So is that true or is that not true?
That's true.
Okay.
So like the rapping, that's where it goes to. That's where the majority of it goes to for sure.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
So is it possible that $200,000 is your bottom line and you actually make more?
Nah,
Because you just agreed with her when she was talking about throwing money in the club.
I make less.
All right. Well, I tell you what, when you bring something in here that suggests that you make less, as well as suggest that you've given her $70,000, $80,000, then we will consider it at that point. But today, I can only go off of the evidence that I heard. You don't have any type of 1099s or anything to show that you're paying other people, any expenses, anything like that.
This my expense right here.
Okay, Mr. Hall, you came here to waste my time.
I work, Mr. Hall. You know I work.
Yeah, I know you work for sure.
And you know, I don't like to steal people's phrases, but according to what Ms. Doug said, and I'd have to agree with her, the math ain't mathing. It's really not. Because if you're spending that type of money on kids, you're gonna bring that to court. That's the first thing you're gonna want me to see, right?
Right.
Okay, all right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to base your child support off of that $200,000 a year per your testimony. So under Texas law, it's capped, okay? So I can't place you on child support based on $200,000 a year per se, because your child support will be a lot. So it will be capped, which will make your net resources $9,896.72. You said there are 3 children. Do you have any other children outside of those 3?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I'm going to move right along. All right. So health insurance, she says that she pays $250 a month for all 3 children. Do you have access to health insurance that will be cheaper than that?
Yeah,
Or can you get health insurance?
After reviewing the evidence, or lack thereof, the judge rules that Mr. Hall must pay $2,969 a month in child support, based on his stated income of $200,000 a year. She also gives him 30 days to arrange health insurance for the kids, or he'll owe more.
On the children, because if not, you're going to reimburse her that $250.
So run this to me, Judge. How much am I looking to be paying per month?
Right now, without any reimbursement of health insurance or any credit for health insurance that you could possibly get that's cheaper than $250, you're looking at make sure I got this right, $2,969 a month.
Got 3 months.
But that's a break, because you said you give me $10,000. So that's a whole break.
You know.
Ain't
Yeah.
no name used to
You shouldn't be
already.
bothered.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be bothered.
So, Mr. Hall,
Should've found you in the club.
excuse me. I know you still soft on her, but I'm talking to you right now, all right? So, did you have access to health insurance that would be cheaper than $250 a month?
Yeah, I can get some.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. It doesn't change your child support amount really at all. So what we will do, instead of you paying her $250 a month for reimbursement, I'll give you credit of $100.
Oh, okay.
But you have to enroll the children in health insurance within the next 30 days. If you don't do it within the next 30 days and she comes back, you'll be paying her the $250 reimbursement.
We'll be back, Judge.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Well, that has nothing to do with me. All right. So your
have
child
my
support amount will remain at the $2,969. You know, of course, like I said, that's depending on you getting the health insurance. If not, that number will go up.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, we probably gonna see you again.
Okay. You're gonna see me again because you're gonna do what I'm suggesting, right?
That's kept.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Hall, is there anything else? Mr. Hall, is there
She's talking
anything
to you.
further?
No, man.
This case involves Miss Ellison, an ex-wife seeking an increase in spousal maintenance, claiming financial struggles and ongoing harassment from her former husband.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Ellison,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, I'm divorced from the person that didn't show up.
I see that.
Yes, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I've went part-time on my job. I'm no longer working full-time. I've lost money, and the man's done nothing but cause me trouble since we've been divorced.
Miss Ellison accuses her ex-husband of driving past her house at odd hours and showing up at her workplace unannounced. However, she admits there's no concrete evidence, as he always manages to leave before the police arrive.
He does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
And I deserve more money with all this harassment. Plus, I want a restraining order against him. This has to stop. My nerves are on edge. Can't take much more of it. But I think $100 a week extra for spousal support would be fair with all the, the headaches he's given me and everything like that.
You think it'll be fair?
Yes, I've left him alone. I don't go around him. It's him doing the harassing.
Okay. How long ago did you all get divorced?
It's been almost 2 years now.
Okay.
He
All
just
right.
won't let go.
What is he doing to harass you?
Like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, drives around the house blowing his horn at all hours of the morning. He comes down to my work unannounced, goes right into where I'm working at and wants to argue with me in front of coworkers. I mean, I could be fired for that. I mean, it's
Have you
totally
ever
ridiculous.
tried to call the police on him?
Well, by the time they get there, he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, they've never caught him actually doing anything.
Okay.
He knows not to get caught, but I need a restraining order. That's the only thing that's really going to, I think, keep him away from me.
Okay.
And he found
well,
out
I
about,
don't do restraining orders in this court. You can go to another court and definitely request a restraining order. And I believe that's something you can do at your local police department too.
Okay, well, thank you. I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am. That is definitely that. Now, I can, if you qualify, obviously, for an increase in spousal maintenance, that is something that I can entertain. So let's talk about that. You said you believe $100, an extra $100 a week is fair.
Yes.
Why do you believe that's fair?
Well, like I said, my wages have went down. I'm only working part-time now. We're doing layoffs and things like that. So
You said your wages.
yeah, my wages
Okay.
are going down, and his are going up because he still gets those 2 raises every year. He's been with that company forever, and he makes good money. I don't make half of what he's making, and it's been really tough. I raised his children. I entertained his friends. I kept the house clean. I did everything that a good wife does. I think I deserve that extra $100 a week, and he can certainly afford it.
What does he do for a living?
He's a CEO for an oil company.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes really good money, bonuses and all that stuff. I mean, he's just raking it in.
How much is your spousal maintenance right now?
The spousal maintenance, it's about
She argues for an additional $100 weekly, citing reduced work hours and claims that her ex can afford it, given his CEO position. She also highlights her contributions during their marriage, like raising their children and maintaining the home. But Judge V isn't convinced by these reasons alone.
$325 a week, maybe.
Okay.
He doesn't pay on time either. It's not always on time. So he is late on that. I think that should be a penalty right there. He shouldn't be late.
Okay. What type of expenses do you have?
Well, I have rent. I'm still making the payments on the house. We, before we got divorced, we had it redecorated, carpet paneling on the outside. Siding on the outside. All kinds of different things were added to it. And I'm making the payments on that still. I still got another 5 years for all those payments to be paid off. And then, I got food. My car's paid off, but, gasoline's expensive, the upkeep of the car, things like that, electric bills, water, everything like that. Not to mention entertainment. I mean, Can't expect me to sit around the house and watch TV all the time. I mean, I go out from time to time, you know, that takes money.
Now, when you all were divorced 2 years ago, outside of spousal maintenance, were you awarded the home?
Yes, I was awarded the home. And he fought me on that, but I won it.
Okay. So you were awarded the home.
Judge Vonda digs deeper, questioning why Miss Ellison's current expenses differ little from those at the time of the divorce. Additionally, the court previously accounted for her share of the 401k, which amounted to a staggering $250,000.
You don't have a lot of payments left on it.
No.
So I guess I'm confused as to why you're here, because you haven't said anything that will warrant an increase in your maintenance.
Well, I went down on hours from work. I mean, that's a financial burden.
Well,
And-
okay, so you went down on
my
hours.
boss did. My boss did. I didn't do it. My boss made me take less hours.
Right, but nothing has really changed with a lot of your expenses. You said you don't have a car note. You have a little bit left on your home to pay off. Sounds like you're mainly paying utilities and then a mortgage.
And the insurance for the car, I mean, the insurance is always expensive. Gasoline prices always going up.
Right, but you had those expenses at the time that you were divorced, correct?
Yes.
When you all were divorced, did he have a 401k in existence? And this is Texas, which is a community property state, so I'm assuming you at least got 50% of that.
Yes, I did, but
Yes,
I don't think
no,
that
ma'am.
should be taken into consideration.
No, ma'am. It was taken into consideration the first time you received spousal maintenance. You can't have me take it into consideration again. That's not fair, and it's definitely not the law.
His 2 raises every year. I don't get raises. My job's a very poor paying job. I'm uneducated. I mean, I'm gonna, you know, my age, I'm not gonna find much now. I have to stay where I'm at. I feel like I'm trapped in this life.
And Ms. Ellison, I feel like you came here to waste my time, because I cannot give you an increase in spousal maintenance just
$50
because
a
you're
week?
asking for it. No, ma'am.
25?
Even $5. The answer is no. So is there anything else that you needed from me here today? Because I cannot grant you spousal maintenance just because he's made an increase from his wages.
Well,
If that were the standard, then everyone would come in court asking for an increase.
well, people need increases. I mean,
Well,
women
and
living
you-
on their own, I mean, that's hard.
Let me ask you this question. When you all were divorced and you received half of his 401k, how much was that?
It was a nice piece,
Okay, what's a nice piece? Give me a number.
about 250,000.
Okay, well, you know what? If there's nothing further, your case is dismissed, and so are you. Thank you. Hi guys, it's me, Judge Vonda B. I wanted to go over what you all witnessed
In the end, Judge V dismisses the case, explaining that an increase in the ex-husband's salary isn't grounds for modifying the original maintenance agreement. The decision leaves Miss Ellison with no further options in this court.
in the Ellison case. So ex-wife in this case, she was wanting an increase in her spousal maintenance. Well, if you're going to come to court and ask for an increase in spousal maintenance, there are a number of things that you have to show. If you remember, we talked previously about spousal maintenance and the things that you needed to show in terms of the factors to even qualify. It works the same way when you're asking for a modification of that. What do you all hear? She was talking about her job, cut her wages, cut the time that she would have to be at work, although husband made this money, but nothing really changed in terms of her expenses. Her expenses actually decreased because she inherited a lot of money when she and her ex-husband divorced. Therefore, she didn't qualify for an increase in a modification.
Judge Vonda B breaks down the ruling, emphasizing that modifications require significant changes in circumstances, something Miss Ellison failed to demonstrate. This case serves as a reminder that emotions alone don't determine legal outcomes.